Morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Sunday the 18th of April. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against US dollar, looking at the hourly candlesticks, bearish start to the day here. Going to need to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 66.80 to take a run at the first major resistance level, say at 61,697. We'll need support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from 61,500 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 62,450 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target swing high 64,829 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 63,468. It is a move through the pivot. We'll bring the first major support level at 58,909 into play. Barring another extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 58,000 levels. Second major support level sits at 57,892. Looking at the MACDs, we had a failed bullish cross late yesterday and we've got a widening of the bearish histogram this morning, supporting the early morning pullback. On the EMAs, also a bearish indicator following yesterday's bearish cross, with the 50 pulling back from the 100 and closing in on the 200. So key through the early part of the day, move through the pivot at 66.80 and back through to 61,500 levels to support a run through the resistance levels. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, also bearish this morning. Going to need to see Ethereum move through the pivot at 23.78 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 24.39. We'll need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through to 2400 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 2497.84 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target 2600 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 2559. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 2258 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 2200s. Second major support levels at 2197. Looking at the MACD, got a widening of the bearish histogram supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMAs, 50s closing in on the 100 and the 200, also supporting the early morning fall. So key through the early part of the day, move through the pivot at 23.78 and back through to 2400 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will remain in play. Moving across to Litecoin against US dollar, particularly bearish start to the day here. Going to need to see Litecoin move back through the morning high 305.33 and move through the pivot level at 311 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 325. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 300 levels. However, so barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's swing high at 335.35 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Litecoin test resistance at 350 before any pullback. Second major resistance level is at 349. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 287 back into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, however, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 280s and the second major support level at 273. Looking at the MACD, it's got a widening of the bearish histogram this morning, supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMAs, the 50 has also narrowed marginally on the 100 and the 200, supporting this early downside. So key through the early part of the day, move back through to 300 levels and break through the pivot at 311 to then target the first major resistance level, say at 325. Failure to do that and support levels will remain in play. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against US dollar, also bearish this morning, tracking the broader market. Going to see Ripple's XRP move back through the 23.6% fib at 1.5426 and through the pivot level at 1.6071 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 1.6802. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from 1.65 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, got the second major resistance level sitting at 1.8183. Failure to move through the 23.6% fib and the pivot at 1.6071 would bring the first major support level at 1.4690 back into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of 1.4s. Second major support level is at 1.3960. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bearish histograms after yesterday's late failed bullish cross, supporting the early morning pullback. On the EMAs, we are also seeing the 50 close in on the 100, and we could see a possible bearish cross, so need to keep an eye on that through the early part of the day. So key through the early morning, move back through the 23.6% fib at 1.5426 and through the pivot level at 1.6071 to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels will come back into play.